continued to teach the people until there came the time where the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam itself came to a conclusion. And it's reported by Al-Irbad ibn Sariya. قال وعظنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يوما بعد صلاة الغداء.
कुछ लोग हैं वो इराक में रहते हैं, खुरासान में रहते हैं, मगर उनको काबा सलाम करने जाते हैं.
He said that indeed the Prophet of Allah ﷺ, one day after the salah, he gave us a maw'idha.
हम भी देवबंदी बन जाते हैं, हमको भी काबा सलाम
And the
करने
sermon was
आएगा.
so powerful that it caused the eyes to water. Meaning it caused us to cry. وَوَجِلَتْ مِنْهَا الْقُلُوبِ, and it caused the hearts to be moved. The hearts had a connection to what the Prophet ﷺ
Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar.
فَقَالَ رَجُلٌ إِنَّ هَذِهِ مَوْعِظَةُ مُوَدِّعٍ.
मैं नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की खबर पे गया और हज़रत अबू बकर उमर ने बोला है, नबी हम तेरे गेस्ट हैं, हम तेरे मेहमान हैं आज रात को. Then I left the place और फिर मैं मेंबर के पीछे सो गया जाके. और फिर मुझे ख्वाब आया कि अबू बकर राइट पे है, उमर लेफ्ट पे है और अली इन सब के सामने है. हज़रत अली then called me and said, the messenger नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम तुमको come visit me. और फिर उन्होंने मुझे एक रोटी दी, which I ate half. When I woke up, other half was in my hand. Some man just probably gave it to me. Stop spreading shit and bidah. Please stay in your homes. Ummah is not in need of your fake thought.
He who lives from amongst you shall see much differences, division. فَعَلَيْكُمْ بِسُنَّتِي. Upon you is my sunnah. وسنة خلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعد, and the sunnah of my rightly guided khulafa that will come after me. تمسكوا بها وعضوا عليها بالنواجذ. Hold on to it, bite onto it with your mouth. وإياكم ومحدثات الأمور, and be aware of newly invented matters. فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. For indeed all innovations are bid'ah. And every bid'ah is an act of astrayness. It is going astray. And every act of astrayness is in the fire. This was the advice of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to follow the sunnah of the Prophet and to refrain from bid'ah, to refrain from innovation in the religion. And this was a important advice, as the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he knew what was to come from trials and tribulations, and that this ummah would not be immune to what occurred in the previous nations. The Prophet ﷺ, over and over again, we find these indications where the Prophet ﷺ advises us, do not be like those that came before you. On his deathbed, ﷺ, he says, while in pain, in the agony of death, the Prophet ﷺ, over and over again, we find these indications where the Prophet ﷺ advises us, do not be like those that came before you. On his deathbed, ﷺ, he says, while in pain, in the agony of death, in the pains of death, he says, لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْيَهُودِ وَالنَّصَارَى اتَّخَذُوا قُبُورَ أَنْبِيَائِهِمْ مَسَاجِدَ. The curse of Allah be upon the Jews and the Christians, that they took the graves of their prophets and their messengers as places. لا تطروني كما أطرت النصارى ابن مريم.
Do not go to extremes in praising me for build, graves. Nonetheless, this hadith we got
where the Prophet ﷺ advises us,
रात को नहीं भूख लगती.
do not be like those that came before you.
40 hadith of An-Nawawi. This is hadith number 28 and hadith number 40.
He says, while in pain, in the agony of death, in the pains of death, he says, لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْيَهُودِ وَالنَّصَارَى اتَّخَذُوا قُبُورَ أَنْبِيَائِهِمْ مَسَاجِدَ.
Last sermon.
The curse of Allah be
No, that's not last sermon. A sermon which made our tears come to our eyes.
Prophets and their messengers as places of worship. Do not do that. I forbid you from that.
Hold on to my sunnah and the sunnah of the Khulafa Rashidun. Those who are guided to the right way, cling to it stubbornly, literally with your molar teeth, literally. You have newly invented matters. Verily every bid'ah, innovation is misguidance.
Servant, I am a slave, say the slave of Allah.
وقال حديث حسن.
The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, He said لَتَتَّبِعَنَّ سُنَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ
الأمور فإن
شِبْرًا
كل
ذراعًا ذراعًا
كل
حتى
كل
ولو دخلوا
بدعة
ثم لم
ضلالة كل
Then you will
بدعة
follow the
ضلالة.
ways of the people that came before you little by little, little by little. So much so that if they were to enter into a little
It's my sheikh, I met him. He's very nice and
The
kind,
curse of Allah be upon the
humble.
Jews and the Christians.
He did something for me for free. For free. He took care of some matter for free. Alhamdulillah. Barakallah fikum, I mean. I'm not saying what matter, but he helped me for free. May Allah reward him and his family. I mean, what a good in DC, in Washington DC. If you're in the USA, you can meet the Ustad. Masjid Ahl al-Quran wal Hadith. Ahl al-Quran wal Hadith. It's a very poor and a small masjid. Nonetheless, the Ustad has knowledge. That's it.
Christians that they took.
Why I'm saying poor masjid, you don't think something high of us. We're not lavish, fancy. We're common people. Quran wa Sunnah, Sahaba,
Graves of their prophets and their messengers as places of worship.
They took their prophets' graves. The Prophet died for forbidding from this.
Do not go to extremes regarding me as did the Christians regarding Jesus the son of Mary. Say, indeed, I am a servant, I am a slave. Say, the slave of Allah.
Because the Ustad is listening, but he's not giving you the exact number.
He said, لَتَتَّبِعَنَّ سُنَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ شِبْرًا ذِرَاعًا ذِرَاعًا.
Was cursed beyond the Jews and the Christians, for they build places of worship at the graves of their prophets. He intended to warn the Muslims from what the Jews and Christians had done.
So much so that if they were to enter into a lizard's hole, you would enter in right after.
There's another hadith that the Ustad mentioned. Do not go to extremes in praising me as the Christians praise the Son of Mary.
Will follow the ways of the people that came before you little by little, little by little. So much so that if they were to enter into a lizard's hole, you would enter in right after. So this sunnah and hidayah and guidance that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam left us upon.
So Sahih Muslim 2669, you would tread the same path as those trodden before you, inch by inch and step by step. Even if they enter the hole of the lizard, you would follow them in this. We said, Allah's Messenger, do you mean Jews and Christians? He said, those before you. He said, who else? Do not go to extremes in praising me as the Christians.
Sunnah and hidayah and guidance that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam left us upon, and he left his Sahaba upon, ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. It led them to great conquests. By the Khilafah of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Muslims had reached the boundaries of the known earth at that time. They had reached the gates of Europe. They were already into Africa. They were well into Asia. And
the Prophet said, do not exaggerate in praising me as the Christians praise the Son of Mary. मेरी बेहद इतनी तारीफ ना करना. द्रूद भेजो. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mia Khattab, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Umar bin Khattab, nice last name, I like that. So call me the slave of Allah. मुझे रब का slave बोलो. मुझे भी.
And many from amongst the kuffar began to enter into Islam in large amounts of them. And many of them brought
the three hadith, right?
an attachment to their previous beliefs.
We already saw them. So they brought attachments of their previous beliefs
they
with
brought
them.
Their
paganism rituals.
Their creed, and they mixed it with the creed of Islam.
Yes. I met him
so
again. The Ustad is very nice. ये बहुत अच्छे उस्ताद हैं, उर्दू बोलते हैं.
They began to give importance.
मेरे लिए कोई इन्होंने ये मसला हल किया था फ्री में. जी, 1 घंटा मुझे दिया था पूरा वक्त. Yeah, 30 to 1 hour he gave me for free.
Islam, the creed, it holds a special importance in the religion of Islam.
And whoever disbelieves in Iman, his actions are wiped out, and in the hereafter he will be amongst the losers. Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 5. The chapter Ma'idah is table spread.
His actions are wiped out, meaning whatever they have.
अगर जो शिरक करेगा उसके एक्शन खत्म हो जाते हैं.
The one who disbelieves in Iman.
जो ईमान में ये मतलब कुफ्र करता है, शिरक करता है, यकीन नहीं करता, तो उसके सारे अमाल खत्म.
Meaning whatever they have from actions, if there is kufr in Iman,
कुफ्र है ईमान में.
If they disbelieve,
your Ustad should do Urdu and English. Oof, perfect.
His actions are wiped out. وهو في الآخرة amongst the hereafter from amongst the losers. He is in the hereafter from amongst.
Will be amongst the losers. Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 5.
Allah
5:5.
Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He says, وَلَقَدْ
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
أُوحِيَ
says,
إِلَيْكَ وَإِلَى
وَلَقَدْ
الَّذِينَ مِنْ
أُوحِيَ
قَبْلِكَ لَئِنْ
إِلَيْكَ
أَشْرَكْتَ
وَإِلَى الَّذِينَ
لَيَحْبَطَنَّ
مِنْ
عَمَلُكَ
قَبْلِكَ.
وَلَتَكُونَنَّ
What's your start?
إِلَيْكَ وَإِلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ لَئِنْ أَشْرَكْتَ لَيَحْبَطَنَّ عَمَلُكَ وَلَتَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ.
وَلَتَكُونَ مِنَ
It has
الْخَاسِرِينَ.
been revealed to you, O
You will be
Muhammad,
certainly
and those
amongst the
that came
losers.
before you, that indeed,
If you commit shirk with Allah, then all your actions, Surah
if
Zumar
you
now,
commit shirk
chapter
with Allah
39, verse
Tabaraka wa Ta'ala,
65. So the Ustad said chapter 5, verse 5 earlier. So he's just reinforcing proof upon proof, daleel upon daleel, so no one can reject it. First he did chapter 5, verse 5, and then he's presenting this to strengthen the proof, obviously, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this. His actions are wiped out. Who does shirk? Here, chapter 5, verse 5, and here. So this is how deen works. You don't go around cursing and debating and left, right, and this, that. No, you present proof. Proof.
It has been revealed to you, O Muhammad, and those that came before you, that indeed, if you commit shirk with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, then indeed your actions will be wiped out, and you shall indeed be from those that are from amongst the losers. Allah Ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Baqarah, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ
They're
مَا
guided
آمَنْتُم
as long as they
بِهِ
believe
فَقَدْ
what you
اهْتَدَوْا
believe. But if the
وَإِنْ
creed is
تَوَلَّوْا
different
فَإِنَّمَا هُمْ
then
فِي شِقَاقٍ.
from your creed, then that is not
They are
guidance.
guided. They are guided as long as they believe what you believe. Meaning, as long as their creed and your creed is the same, then you can say that these are people
Surah
that are
Baqarah,
guided.
verse
But
2,
if
137.
their creed is different from your creed,
You cannot say they're guided.
they don't believe as
The
you
lecture
believe,
is
their aqidah is not
deviation
your
of the
aqidah,
Awandiyah.
and that is not guided.
And why is this? Well, who is the Awandiyah?
And the actions that are established upon that,
I'll do
upon a creed which is in contradiction to the truth,
in contradiction to the
in
truth,
contradiction to the guidance of Allah Ta'ala, the action which is upon that,
the slap. The slap was in
It's not
return for the
worth
look. If you
its
repeat
weight.
such behavior again, I will slap you harder. Fazail Hajj, page
it
88, volume
reduces
2.
itself, depending upon what that aqidah
So,
is.
that's not our Aqidah. This is not our Aqidah.
And this, my
I wish
brothers and my
to
sisters,
circumambulate,
we
make
wanted to
tawaf
bring
of
as
your
a
Sallallahu grave.
introduction.
It's just introduction, the Ustad
So we'll
said.
do these lessons bi'idhnillahi ta'ala.
This introduction for the Ustad,
Over a
Barambar
number of
go,
weeks.
introduction and
It's important
Apallah.
to understand this
La
history
hawla wa la quwwata illa
from the
billah.
creation of Adam
Because
alayhi
I have another
salatu
Ustad
wasalam,
as
what
well,
has
obviously,
continued
I'm
to
not.
occur, and what continues to occur up until today. So after the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we find the emergence of these groups, and we find the emergence of Ahlul Bid'ah. So you have a group that emerges now, and they deny
They
the
believe in
qadr of
awliya
Allah
saints
Ta'ala.
and the occupants
You
of
have another
graves,
group
and they
that
pray at
emerges,
their graves.
and they deny the names and the attributes of Allah Ta'ala. So
Now we
you
have
the
another one.
Qadariyah, and you have the Jabariyah,
Refutation
you have the
of the Awandis by
Jahmiyah,
Abu
you have
Khatija.
the Mu'tazila, or you have the Rafidah. You have all of these groups that now begin to emerge. And the emergence of these groups has not stopped. Some of them take form by mutating some of the beliefs of previous groups and parties. And for example, if we look at groups such as
Nizamuddin, a woman speaks to the naked pious soothsayer who informs her of the birth of a future grandson who is a great pious
They
saint.
may have mutated
Stories.
in one way or another, for better
Used
or
to
for
take the
worse.
graves of their prophets
But
and
the
worship. Don't
reality
do
is
that.
It is in opposition
And guess what they did in
to the
Nizamuddin?
guidance
We've seen
of
this
Allah
already.
Tabaraka wa Ta'ala.
But under this right here,
It is
Markaz
in opposition
Nizamuddin
to the
is the
message
headquarter, who
of the
also
prophets and
has,
the messengers.
what do you call it, a
Alayhi
grave
salatu
inside there.
wassalam. And this
Muhammad
is
Ilyas'
clearly
grave
displayed.
gave his pledge of
This is
allegiance upon
clearly
Sufism
evident
to Rashid
to the
Ahmad
one who
al
looks at the methodology of the
Gangoi.
prophets and the messengers.
It says
And it's
Gangoi
mentioned
is
in the Quran.
Gangoi.
Some of the ayat
He
that we
took some of the
just
sciences of the religion from Ashraf
mentioned.
Ali
There's another group
Thanvi.
that has emerged,
Ashraf
or
Ali
that
Thanvi.
emerged
We did this already.
relatively, which is a relatively new group, and it is what is known as in the Arabic language as a Deobandiyah. And a Deobandiyah, my respected brothers, my respected sisters in Islam, is one of two Hanafi, muta'assib, muqallidun, blind following, muta'assib, bigoted attachment to the Hanafi madhab.
How?
And it was established.
Yeah, this is how.
Do not be confused upon this. It was not established to further the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or to call the people to the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet
or
Muhammad
to
sallallahu alaihi
call
wasallam, we
the
call
people to
upon
the
his
Sunnah of
Sunnah,
Islam,
737.
But rather, it was established
736.
to
Different
create
Sahaba. Narrated
a
Abu Kilaba,
attachment
Abdullah bin
to this
Umar.
particular school, this
736.
particular ideology.
Nawal,
and
735.
specifically,
Salim bin
it was
Abdullah.
established to
734.
call
Abu
the
Hurairah.
ta'assub
Come on, homie.
to the madhab
If he
al-Hanafi.
prostrate, you prostrate. If he's sitting, sitting.
This is the
736.
purpose.
737.
And this has been the purpose.
This is
And
our
the
goal.
description of Deobandiyah, it goes
Description of
back,
Deobandiyah.
as one would imagine, that the
Who
emergence
prays
of
like this?
Islam,
Us. Who pray like Muhammad
the Prophet
sallallahu
Muhammad
alaihi wasallam.
sallallahu
And he did
alayhi
not do
wasallam,
that for the third
it
rakah. Ibn
returns
Umar
back
used to do the
Arabian
same.
Peninsula,
Perfect. How many narrated
the
this?
city of
Nafi.
Makkah,
Different.
Al-Hijaz,
You know.
And you find that أهل السنة والجماعة,
So this is mine. You can.
جماعة السلفيين,
You
that their
can.
attachment and how they are known is an attachment to the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam. Is an attachment which is found in the Quran, or which is found in the
This is our
Ahadith.
Ustad. You could
So
go
the
follow me. I
Salafiyya
don't
in
have an
itself
issue.
is an
Salafi,
attachment
Salafiyya. This
to
is
the
who I
Salaf.
am. I'm a sinner. I'm just a jahil from, USA and America. But lekin asal min Pakistan, I'm a nobody. But my message is this. This is my message. My message will forever stay. This is my message. Salafi, Salafiyya. Those who follow what I am upon and my companions are upon. Jamia Trimdi 2641. This is exactly what I preach. Exactly. This is my profile picture. Hey. And then this is where I preach. Sahih Muslim 969. Shall I not send you on the same mission? Ali ibn Abi Talib said this. Do not leave any statue without raising it. No one in Saudi here. I just put it. But nonetheless, shirk is something that causes a person to become afraid for his life and hereafter. Nonetheless, this is my profile picture, this is my cover. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. The Prophet ﷺ said, Almighty said, O son of Adam, busy yourself with my worship and I will fill your heart with riches and alleviate your poverty. If you do not do so, I will fill your hands with problems and never alleviate your poverty. Sahih Sunnah At-Tirmidhi 2466. Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu reported, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ne bola ke Allah ne bola, "Ay ibn Adam, oh bacche Adam ke, ay ibn Adam, अपने आप को बिजी कर मेरी इबादत में, तो मैं तेरे दिल को रिच अमीरी जी से साथ फिल कर दूंगा और तेरी गरीबी को ख़त्म कर दूंगा, उठा दूंगा। अगर तू ऐसे नहीं करेगा, मैं तेरे हाथ को मुश्किलात और प्रॉब्लम के साथ फुल कर दूंगा और मैं कभी भी तेरी गुर्बत और तेरी मुश्किलात को ख़त्म नहीं करूंगा। यह है सही सुन्ना At-Tirmidhi 2466. Refuting the opposer, innovator on religious matter is a fard, obligatory matter. This is what we believe in. Indeed. And the people say what? What does that mean? The level a grave. The grave on the right is stood to not be leveled. That's not the issue, but the people ask weird stuff. Nonetheless, yeah, again, look, don't say anything. But yeah, again, it's okay. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. May Allah protect us. MashaAllah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And they say, indeed. To what? To me? To the message. No khariji, no takfiri. Don't like it, don't add. Nonetheless, Sheikh Idris Akbar. Oh, because I wanted to save this. But nonetheless, this is what I preach. मुल्कों कौम हुक्मरान व अवाम की असलाह कैसे होगी? कैसे? शेख रबी बिन हादी अल-मदखली हिफ्ज़ुल्लाह फरमाते हैं, जब कभी भी तौहीद का कलमा गालिब होगा और शिर्क की पुकार दब जाएगी, ख़त्म हो जाएगी, दब जाएगी, तो लोगों की हालात संवार जाएगी, सही हो जाएगी, ख्वाह हुक्मरानों या अवाम. The difference between the call of what? Between the call of rectification and the call of protests. We ask for rectification, reform, not protest and what do you call it? Revolution. Inqilab. No. हुक्मरान की गलती पर नसीहत करने का मुस्नून तरीका. रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, जो कोई हकाम वक्त को नसीहत करना चाहता है तो वो उसे इलाना ना करे, बल्कि उसका हाथ पकड़ कर तन्हाई alone में ले जाए. Take him to a private seclusion alone, hold his hand, जाकर नसीहत करे, and then tell him in his ear whatever you want to tell him. Yo bro, you're doing this wrong, this is not right, this is against the hadith, fix yourself, chill out, don't do this, people gonna hate you, I hate you for this, that, this is haram, this is not good. Not like this on the speaker, Hakumdaro, you're upon the way of kuffar, you are a kafir, we cannot wait to rebel against you, we cannot wait, we're doing protests, yes, we're gonna burn some tires and we're gonna burn you soon. This is what they're basically saying to the ruler, So this is not good. This is manhaj kharijiyah. good. वो तो अगर वो इससे, and if he accepts it, if he accepts your advice, तो ठीक है, that's good. वरना उसके ज़िम्मे जो था, or whatever you were supposed to do, you did your job, you advised him. वरना जो उसके ज़िम्मे था, जो था, उसने अदा कर दिया. Whatever he had to do, he did. किताब al-सुन्ना, शेख अलबानी, किताब al-सुन्ना, Ibn Abi Awfa, sorry. Kitab al-Sunnah, Ibn Abi Asim was Sahih Albani, right here, sorry. 1096, because sometimes Urdu is hard for me to read. And the Mutarjama, the translation is by Tariq bin Ali Brohi, Maktaba Salafiyya, Islamabad. लोगों के रास्ते में डरने देने वालों का ईमान, रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, ईमान की 70 से ऊपर या 60 से ऊपर कुछ शाखें हैं. रूट्स ऑफ ईमान हैज़ 72 और ओवर 60 रूट्स, जिनमें से अफजल, द बेस्ट ऑफ देम इज़ ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, देयर इज़ नो गॉड वर्दी ऑफ वर्शिप इन ट्रूथ एक्सेप्ट अल्लाह. जी, इबादत में लायक नहीं कोई और अल्लाह के सिवा कहना है जी ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह. और अजानी तरीन और अदानी तरीन रस्ते से तकलीफ़ वो चीज़ लाइक पत्थर या हटा देना, वुड, एनीथिंग हार्मफुल दैट इज़ ऑन द वे. और हया भी ईमान की एक शाख है, बेशक हया ला हौला वला कुव्वता इल्ला बिल्लाह. शेम. सही मुस्लिम 35 एंड वी विल स्टॉप राइट हियर. मुल्क व कौम हुक्राम अवामी का इस्लाह कैसे होती है? वी डिड दिस ऑलरेडी, yeah, that's why I uploaded recently. Nonetheless, good. Oh yeah, I did this as well. Living in especially Ahlul Bidah. You know, this is what they do. Look, come do voting in our masjid. Really, come do voting in our masjid, because that is what democracy is about. So this is what they teach. Look, they're evil people. Look, even with the bigger beards, they're old men. You know, epic masjid, that's what they're calling it to. They look like devils. I don't get fooled by beards and hijab. She got a hijab on too with the USA flag. I don't get fooled by this, my brothers and sisters. Don't you be fooled either. Look at the message they're asking you. Don't look at the hijab, American flag. Look what they're saying. Do voting. Yasir Qadi, liberalism. Yes, let's get Ikhwaniyya. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I think the Ustad's lecture was done. We stopped at 31. Okay? And we will continue. Deobandiyya, you know. Inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This was part 2. So part 3 we're going to finish the last 9 minutes. But I have to go right now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'll continue inshallah ta'ala. May Allah reward you all and your family and friends for learning the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, being aware of sects and understanding about them is sadaqah. You know, you guys will be aware and stay away inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Is an attachment, and how they are known is an attachment to the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam. Is an attachment which is found in the Quran or it is found in the Ahadith. So a Salafiyya in itself is an attachment to the Salaf.
The Salaf, the one that came before.
And Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. The statement of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And Ahlul Sunnah is an attachment to what the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam advised with. Alaykum
Quran wa Sunnah.
Upon you is my
Sunnah.